We have a lot to cover in this video, so let's jump right into it. In this video, I'm gonna give you my 3 best techniques to help your music go viral on TikTok. Number 1, the title. I've talked about this so many times on this channel, but for this video, it's even more important. Now, here is the list in ranking order of my top used songs on TikTok. At least at the exact time of this video, when you look at the total view count of all the videos that have used my songs, it's about 500 million views, which is pretty crazy to think. And there's one unique thing you may notice about every single one of these songs. Each one of these songs is about a different idea, concept, person, place, thing, holiday, whatever, and they're all related to something else that someone might be doing a video about. So my top song, for example, Lionel Messi, about the famous football player, by far my most popular song, and the fact that Argentina won the World Cup in 2022. When people want to make a video about the World Cup, Argentina, soccer, football, Messi himself, whatever, they just go onto TikTok. After making that video, they look at the sounds and just search Messi, and my song pops up. My song St. Patrick's Day, for example, was used on TikTok, as you can imagine, on St. Patrick's Day, and it was ranked one of the top songs in the world to use for people's videos, which is pretty insane. And what I've noticed is a lot of times when people make videos on TikTok, this also goes for Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Obviously in this video, I'm mainly focusing on TikTok, but overall, I notice when people want to add a sound, a lot of the time, if not maybe most of the time, they don't really think of like, oh, I'm gonna do this sound. Sometimes they do want to put a specific one or use like a trending sound, but a lot of times they will actually just search a name, search a whatever in relation to their video. And that's why a lot of my songs have done very well on TikTok, and they've gone viral for people using them in their videos. This comes down to something called SEO/keyword testing and keyword analysis. I'm gonna scrape the surface here because it can get pretty technical, but overall what I wanna say is this. When you make a song, let's say you're done with that song, is there any way you can name that song something that someone might be searching for? Now, of course, you don't want your song title to be too square. Now, if you look at that list again, one of my songs is called TikTok Dance Cake. This was a mini test I did. This was my first song to get over 1,000 videos using it. And the reason why is I was like, what if I just make a title that's just purely SEO driven, where I'm gonna call it TikTok, and then a lot of people use TikTok dances, and then again, kind of weird, but the slang term on TikTok for butt or booty is cake, or it used to be cake, now it's dump truck. So it's kind of weird how times change. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call it TikTok Dance Cake. That was my first song to crack over 1,000 videos using it, mainly because people would go on, search TikTok dance, my song would pop up, boom. So the first thing I suggest to a lot of musicians is there any way you can kind of mess with the title in such a way that you get the main idea, of course, of the song out there, but in addition, you're able to target something else that someone might want to make a video about. Now, take that St. Patrick's Day song, for example. I know I gotta say 100% certainty, if I released that song and called it Top of the Morning, some kind of cliche Irish phrase or whatever, I know that song would have gone nowhere. Not saying it's a bad song, I'm not trying to bash myself, but I know the main reason, pretty much the number one reason, among a couple things, which I'll talk about in a second, the main reason why that song blew up as big as it did is because it was called St. Patrick's Day. So anybody making a video about St. Patrick's Day would make it, go on songs or sounds or whatever, search St. Patrick's Day, and boom, there was my song. Number 2, a custom preview time. This is big. All of us know, let's say if you go on iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, TikTok, whatever, when you go to click on a song, you get a quick like 15 to 20 second preview where you can preview the song. When you traditionally upload music, almost always on any distributor, DistroKid, CD Baby, TuneCore, whatever, they kind of pick a random timestamp just to preview that song. However, with most distributors, for me, I personally use DistroKid, you can select the custom preview time. So I'm just making this up. As opposed to the auto-selected preview time starting at minute 1 of your song, you could say, no, start the custom preview at 40-second mark, or the minute and 45-second mark, or whatever. The main reason why this is super important is this. While yes, on TikTok, someone can go to your song, they can select any part of the song to put in their video. Makes sense. If they want to do the intro, the outro, the chorus, the drop, whatever they want to do. However, for most users on TikTok, when they go to pick a song, they just preview it. And if, let's say, your preview doesn't sound good and it's not timed out right, why would they keep listening to your song or, let's say, go more in depth into your song unless they know you and they know your music? So after you've come up with a good title for your song, make sure that preview section is the best section, and if anything, the most unique and viral-able section of your song. For example, when it comes to my Lionel Messi song, when it got released on TikTok, for whatever reason, not sure why, the intro was the preview that you'd hear. Here's how it sounds. And unfortunately, and not surprisingly, it didn't really completely take off. I did get some videos, don't get me wrong, but it didn't grow a ton, right? It was kind of just slowly building a little bit, but nothing too crazy. However, though, I went into DistroKid, went to edit my release, and changed the custom preview time to this. Now let's be honest. One, which one is more interesting and captivates you more? Of course, the second. But two, which one is better for a video? Which one's more unique? Which one can you kind of pair with the editing a lot more? Of course, the second one. And after changing just the custom preview time, that song skyrocketed. And at this point, every single time now I release a song, I will purposely go in and find the best custom preview time. I'd say about 75% of the time, it is usually the build with something right before the build and then the drop, right? That's typically, especially for EDM, as you can imagine, I find the best preview time because someone who's making a video can kind of do something before the drop. There's words or something happening before the drop and then the drop itself. And from a cinematography standpoint, I think that's a lot easier to make kind of a cool video or transition or whatever you're working with. But there is one big element of that to really increase your potential virality. And that is number 3, a catchy hook. Bringing back the Messi example, if you think about it, for the first one, not only was it kind of like a boring part of the song, it was just the intro, but there wasn't anything that you kind of latch on to, so to speak, if that makes sense. With the second one, as it builds and goes into the drop, you have that kind of funny line.
Full power.
And then boom, it drops. Now that's a very catchy, unique quote that someone kind of used in their own videos. To bring back that St. Patrick's Day song, here is that custom preview time I selected.
It's St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's Irish tonight.
That is a really catchy phrase that jumps out at you. And when that song blew up on TikTok, the main trend was you'd show your face and then you say, it's St. Patrick's Day. Everybody's Irish tonight. And then on the drop, you kind of do some quick cut or quick take, and you go from having no makeup on to a full makeup change, and the videos were phenomenal. Here was one of the most popular ones on TikTok.
It's St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's Irish tonight.
And that was really impressive to see. One, the makeup was phenomenal. I don't know anything about cosmetics, and I don't know how they did that. It was so cool to see. But also, it's really interesting for me as the one who made the song to see the ways people are taking it and using it in ways that I didn't even mean to, right? I didn't even expect something like that would happen. And that's why these 3 pieces really go hand in hand with each other. One, for having a good title for the initial searchability when someone searches your song. Then 2, having a good custom preview time. And then along with that, having a very catchy jingle or some kind of phrase or something that you're like, oh, whoa, that's a really kind of funny thing. What if I do this, this, and this for a video? Now, of course, one last thing I do have to say on this video, and I have to be very transparent. One, there is some luck to this, of course. Unless you're a massive artist, or unless you pay a bunch of influencers to use your song or whatever, there is a certain element of luck where you just never know which song is really gonna pop off and which song's really gonna blow up. But I will say, as you saw from that list, every single song on TikTok that has done well has done so as a result of these 3 techniques and the combination of them. So that's a big thing I want to say. One, that yes, there is a certain element of luck to this, of course. Like, you might have the perfect combination, but just for whatever reason, it doesn't take off. But there is kind of a method to the madness, so to speak. The second thing, of course, and this is just music 101, you have to make a good song. Even if, let's say, that St. Patrick's Day song or Messi song or my other songs that have done well, you know, if, let's say, any one of them, let's say, had everything in place, but the song was just not catchy or not good or just a badly written song, it would not go anywhere. So, of course, remember, like anything in terms of music, marketing, music distribution, getting your music heard and everything, making really good music should always be the number one focus.